Hey everybody, welcome back to WASD 20. I'm bringing you part 2 today of my interview with Juce from Tabletop Gaming with Juce. So looking forward to digging into some more questions and getting to know the guy. Make sure you check out his channel and his website. Links down in the description below. All right, let's get into it. So let's talk about YouTube stuff now. What made you want to start a channel in the first place? You mentioned some of those channels you discovered. Were you into YouTubing at that point yet or not yet?
I was before then. 7 years ago, I had a radio station on Blog Talk Radio. Yeah. And so I did that, but I also did YouTube stuff with it. Me and my buddies used to make car videos. So we'd make like street racing videos, except not really. We did stuff at Milan Dragway at the time, so we would go down there and my friends would race their cars at the drag strip, and so we'd make videos. I also would go to like local indie bands, and I'd record their shows and put them up on YouTube. So I used to do a lot of stuff with YouTube, and had, I think, more subscribers then than I do now. I don't remember my exact number because I didn't pay attention to that stuff back then. I didn't know you could monetize. Like, I just never looked at that stuff. I just put up there what I wanted to and shared it with a bunch of people on MySpace at the time. Yep. But yeah, so I deleted that channel shortly after I met my wife. And I would say almost 2 years into our relationship, I decided I wanted to get back into it after watching those YouTube channels and my gallbladder surgery and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. How did you originally envision your channel when you started?
Yeah. I think when I first started my channel, I thought it was just going to be kind of how I did it before. It was going to be whatever I was into. RPGs, wrestling, sports, video games, whatever. It's just going to be everything. The RPG portion of it, I thought was going to be more of my ideas for games, whether it was like adventure hooks, character ideas, things like that. But I never... I've done a few videos like that, but it never really stuck for me. So that wasn't my focus. And after a while, I'd watch other people's YouTube channels, and something that I felt, for example, with Don Forgecast channel, I felt like he helped me learn the system. And so I decided, I think back then, that I wanted to help people a little more with the, either systems or rules. And much like you've said about your channel, you want to help people realize that RPGs aren't as difficult as sometimes our channels make them seem. So I wanted to help people to realize that all you gotta do is sit down with some friends and throw some funny shaped dice, as Nerdarchy Dave likes to say. Funny shaped stones.
Yes, good stuff. Yep. And then how has your channel changed since then? I guess you kind of already answered that, but
yeah. So there's a natural progression, I think, with everyone's channel. You kind of start with whatever you're into at the time and your preconceived ideas of what you think you want to cover. And then you learn about what you actually enjoy doing with your channel. Whether it's the interactions you get with people from your channel, or maybe you evolve into liking different systems, or maybe your opinions change on certain rules or things like that. So I think it's a natural progression. With me, it's become more about Dungeons and Dragons. That's the game I play, so that's why I don't talk about Played In books anymore. I used to think I wanted to do a flip through Friday every Friday. I still like doing that, but I've usually when I do that, I talk about the specific book and how it's impacted me in the past, or I'm previewing the book that I just bought. So if a book that I own isn't something that I feel like I can talk about fully while I'm flipping through it, I'm not going to just do it to do it because it's Friday and I'm going to do a flip through.
Yeah, you want to do books that mean something to you.
Yeah, so I like to put out material that I enjoy making, I guess what's most important. And I know sometimes I've done videos before where it's like, oh, I think this will just be an interesting video, and after I've done it, I've said, this is garbage. And so I take it down after a day or two, or I just don't put it up online. Yeah. Which actually is what happens the most. And I'd like to edit my videos, but that's a lot of work. I've a ton of videos I've half edited and just deleted because all the work that goes into it.
Mm-hmm. Someday maybe we'll get like the unreleased tapes or
right
the B-sides.
The B-sides. I like that.
Yeah. Except for they're already deleted. So
Yeah.
we're out of luck.
Yeah, I think I might have raw footage for some of the stuff around still, but I don't go through my old raw footage ever.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. What other YouTubers have inspired you to kind of up your game on YouTube?
Yeah. I think production-wise, I really think Dom Forgecast channel, and I bring that up a lot because early on in my channel, I really enjoyed his channel. Yep. You know, and Matt Click, I like his channel. His channel's progressed a lot too with production values and stuff. I really like that. I like how he's done that. Kirk from PhD&D, his channel, I think his production values have gotten better too. Yep. So from that standpoint, I really like stuff like that. Yep. Content-wise, I think Matt Click has excellent excellent DBJ, I like most of his videos. I think he has excellent content. But I don't like to do videos the same as other people. For instance, you do character creation, and I originally, when D&D came out, I was going to do a character creation video, much like you, for every race and class. And you started doing that. And I know I could still do it and offer my own take on it and stuff, but you do such a good job, I know mine won't be as good because I'm not as patient. If I was patient, maybe it would be all right and almost on par. But, you know, so I try not to do that. Now, maybe eventually when you stop doing those and we get a year or two down the road, maybe I'll do it still. But now when I do character creation videos, it's either because I'm going to be making a character anyways for maybe it's going to be a character that people can use at encounters or whatever, because I run encounters. But yeah, so I don't just make character creation videos to make character creation, for example.
Yep. No, I hear you. Yeah. Let's move to some personal questions here. In terms of your family, how does gaming and the YouTube stuff fit in with your family life? You just had a new baby like 2 weeks ago. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Where's my cigar, by the way? I'm supposed to buy like.
I don't do the cigar thing.
All right. Well, anyway.
I know. No, that's funny you say that. Actually, speaking of cigars, I was at a bar once, and we were just sitting there, me and some buddies, and outside. 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday after work. We used to always go to this one bar in Ann Arbor, and this guy brought around cigars for the whole bar because his wife in another city had a child, but he was here for work.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be on the first flight back, but I need to celebrate. So he gave like 20 cigars out to everybody on this patio. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but anyways, what was the question?
How does gaming and the YouTube stuff fit in with your family life?
Oh, okay. Yeah, good question. I'm pretty fortunate, as you know, my wife actually enjoys gaming. Yeah. She's not as into it as me. However, she's done a lot more of it than me probably over the years. She grew up playing it with her siblings. Her siblings are at least 10 years older. Some of them are up to 20 years older almost. So, huge difference there. Whereas at my upbringing, I kind of just had books throughout all of high school that I could never find anyone to play. So I'm lucky in that regard. In fact, she kind of brought me back to gaming because I was out of it. Once I couldn't find people for 8 years, I was like, I'm never going to game. So I just had books on a shelf and never did anything with it until I moved in with her and I saw she had D&D books. It still has been difficult. My wife would obviously like me to spend more time with her and the family as opposed to making videos or gaming. But as long as I keep it in check, she's completely supportive of it. We tried to do a YouTube channel for her with Awkwardly Nerdy on YouTube. She enjoyed it, but she never took full control of it. She would just have me like set things up for her, and then occasionally she'd do stuff. And so it kind of fell off because I don't want to put in the work for her channel and my channel. I'm sure if I was still doing that, it would be really easy to do a lot of YouTube stuff more frequently. But yeah, as for my daughter, she loves gaming. She loves miniatures. Like every day, can I play with your miniatures? Can I play with your miniatures? So I think very soon it might become a family activity on a Sunday afternoon. Like, hey, let's sit down at the table and play some RPGs. And, you know, at least that's my hopes. We'll see if it actually happens. But yeah, she's pretty supportive. So just still have to try and give her time too.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, definitely. What are some of your non-gaming hobbies and interests?
Yeah, big sports fan. Huge sports fan. College college sports, I'm a Michigan guy. Pro sports, all Detroit teams: Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Tigers. If I had cable right now, I'd probably watch way more sports than game. It's just kind of how I am. So it's kind of helpful that I don't have cable right now. That's a decision we made last year, and I think it's been a good one for me. Because otherwise I'd be a couch potato watching a lot of sports. And you guys would never get any content from me.
And that would be a great tragedy.
It would. It would be huge.
Thank you for
There'd
not
be no
getting
one-shot group.
There you go. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have done that live chat on a Saturday night. I probably would have been watching college football that night. Because if I remember correctly, that was like September. I think college football was going on. So yeah, I probably would have been watching the game of the week on ESPN and no one-shot group.
Yeah. Oh boy. Perish the thought. All right. What is, in terms of YouTube channels, do you have any non-RPG related channels that you really dig?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few that I watch. Well, I try to watch. I don't watch as many anymore. But for music, for example, there's Peter Hollins. He'll do cover songs and things like that. Him and his wife, I think, just had a baby last year. But really interesting. I like the Lindsey Sterling, for example. She's a violinist. Awesome. Let's see. Nerdist. Geek and Sundry, even though it's still kind of nerdy, I like that. Felicia Day. There's really a lot. It's hard for me to pinpoint a favorite because I just don't watch as many these days. But yeah, there's a lot out there. YouTube is better than cable, I think.
Yeah, YouTube is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's free.
There you go. Good. Well, anything else you want to say before we sign off here, Juice?
Yeah, go join the Tabletop RPG one-shot group if you haven't. But yeah, go join that. You can talk about games. You can play in games because we don't just talk about it. We just be about it. So go do that. Go check out my website if you haven't, rpgjuice.com. I should have a tutorial on how to create your own dice tower soon. It's been something I've been meaning to finish. I just haven't gotten around to it. But that'll be up there soon. Some house rules for 5th edition, such as the Buckler Shield this week. I should have a Tower Shield tutorial, house rules in the next couple days. And I actually have a new monk class that'll be coming up here in the next couple days that'll be homebrew.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll see how that one turns out because I haven't fleshed it out yet, but I have a concept for it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
And then Tabletop Gaming with Juice on YouTube.
Yeah. Check them out, folks. Juice, thank you for hanging out with me here. And thank you for, I've mentioned this before, but I kind of have seen you as a bit of my YouTube mentor in the early days when I was just getting off the ground in RPGs and YouTube. So thanks for your friendship and thanks for hanging out with me.
Yeah, thank you for driving by me that day.
Yeah, there we go. That was crazy.